People, another episode of The World is Burning. This channel, we're following the economic crisis everyone's going through. And we are going to be looking at the 2024 collapses and 2025 collapses of some of these systems. We're mainly focusing on the economic stuff, and the main one everyone deals with on a day-to-day basis is the cost of living. It's not going anywhere. Let's get into it. I haven't seen these videos. We're watching them fresh together. Let's see what everyone's saying on TikTok.
I'm really starting to get annoyed with this cost of living shit. And this is another rant. And as I said, I don't usually do these often, but I feel like they're going to start becoming a weekly, if not a daily experience. I got an email today that said from Optus that my bill was going up $4 to mitigate the cost of living. I'm sorry, my phone bill is going up $4? How exactly are you impacted?
Yeah, and everyone in England, we're going to have our annual increases to prices. So you're going to get these messages through from your phone people as well. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Every year without fail, it goes up like 6-7%. It's insane, even if you're in a contract.
Cost of living. Because we sure as shit know that your staff aren't getting a wage raise to be in line with inflation. So can you please explain to me what is, and to sweeten the deal, you throw in 20 gigabytes of extra data that I won't ever use, that you'll just keep for yourselves. Okay, love that, wonderful. It's these companies that really make me sick. RACQ, I got a letter in the mail, a nice shiny glossy letter from them that says, oh, sorry, Chris, we've had a really rough year. There's been a lot more claims, blah, blah, blah. We're acutely aware was the key word as well, of the rising cost of living, and we don't take it lightly. You couldn't give a fuck, to be honest. You don't.
Yeah, and they don't give a fuck. None of these companies give a single solitary fuck. They're always going to put their prices up. And it's gonna happen in England. I think this is gonna wreck a lot of people in the UK. Leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts. We have annual price increases for a lot of our services and stuff. Council tax, this, that, and the other. That's all gonna happen this year, and everyone's barely making it. I think this is the year where it's gonna really break the camel's back. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys.
Lip service at the moment, saying that you're going to be raising my insurance policy from what it was by about $30 to $40 a month. And you've just got to find that extra money. I'm getting to the point where I'm kind of like, I just want to get some popcorn and sit back and watch these greedy people just fight over everything and just watch this whole system self-implode. Because at this moment, I sit here and go, what is the point of working?
Subscribe to the channel, Chris, and we'll watch it together.
Money goes to some other scumbag. You can't do anything for yourself. So I just sit here and I go, what's the point of it all? What is it? I'm sure as shit not going to be working myself to the bone and being told to work harder for nothing, okay? And I'm sure there's so many other people out there that feel the exact same way. I'm just so sick of it. And I do want to touch back on that there as well with RACQ, saying that they're acutely aware of the cost of living. As I said, it comes on this nice glossy bit of paper. Perhaps if you're looking for areas to trim, perhaps start looking at the way that you deliver things that could be done in an email rather than destroying more paper, more resources to send such a nice, glossy, thick-ass fucking envelope with your stupid-looking words of contrition. Okay? How about these corporations take a big step back, have a look at themselves in the mirror and say, yeah, we're the fucking problem. Okay?
Yeah, and they're never going to do that. They're all self-righteous these days as well, which is extra annoying. But I'm a big believer that they're price gouging a lot of us. I think it's going to come out in a few years' time when we really start crunching the numbers and find out a little bit more of this drip-fed information, that they could have been charging way less this entire time, and they've just been doing one big money grab. I believe that's probably the case. You see here this comment. The price of inflation is just being dumped onto the working class to deal with, while big companies make record profits. That just hits the nail on the head.
Whoever in the science world is working on those pills that you take instead of eating, can you hurry up, please? Because this is bullshit. Let me show you something. I've been seeing a thing on TikTok called Fresh and Save here in Brisbane, and I thought I'll go and try them out because I'm sick of spending so much bloody money on food trying to feed everybody. And this isn't everybody. I literally just feed me and my girls. Alicia buys food for her and her girls because they have different tastes, and I don't like arguing about shit, so we just don't. $83 I spent this morning at Fresh and Save, and that's cheaper, supposedly, than Aldi and Woolies and stuff. Let me show you what I got.
Yeah, anyone from Australia? We used to have a Woolworths in the UK, but it doesn't sound like what your guys' Woolies is. Leave me a comment. I'm genuinely interested in like what this Woolies is. Is it just like a normal grocery shop? Is that like one of your main grocery shops, like an Aldi or something like that?
This is $83
Jesus
worth of
Christ.
food at a discount supermarket. That's literally just snacks and cupboard fillers and a container to put some watermelon in. Like, shit, how? And I'm on decent money, right? I'm very lucky to have the job that I have and be on the money that I'm on. And even I'm struggling, right? So I don't understand how people are meant to survive. And the thing that pisses me off, I don't get very political very often, but here in Australia we have a referendum coming up, and it just annoys me because the timing of it is bullshit. The timing of this referendum is bullshit because it's making us yell at each other about something that's important, right? I get that. It is important. But I'm paying $2.40 for a litre of fuel. I'm spending $80 at a discount grocery store to buy a day and a half's worth of lunch food. And I make good money. So maybe we need to be talking about that. I'm not saying that's not important. I'm saying the timing of it is very, very, very suspicious because, look, that could... Anyway, that's going to get me into trouble on here. I think it's my business to be voting on the bloody thing. It has nothing to do... It doesn't affect me. Why are we asking everybody on an opinion for someone else to be able to have an opinion? That's stupid. Anyway, I'm cranky.
Yeah, it's a stressed out woman there. She's going through it. Stay strong, stay strong. But this is a good comment here, KP. My husband is a high income earner. I am a sham, but I have to go back to work because his wage isn't enough now. Even 20 years ago, if you had one person in the household who was a high income earner, like a seriously high income earner, there wouldn't be a need for the second person to work. It'd all be taken care of and there'd be money left over. You could build, you could invest, you'd be set with one income that was a high income. Now two incomes just isn't even enough. And we find in these sort of situations where people who have a high income earner in the house, they're lucky enough to have that, they also have to go back to work as well. It's crazy.
These are the 3 things I've given up as...
Sorry, we've seen that one before. I think on a previous one, I have to skip it.
On here because I've had enough, and I don't think I'm the only person. I cannot be the only person. This is like just a general, please, like I beg you, reply, let me know if I am the only person, yeah? Okay, cool. Has anyone else noticed that since this whole cost of living crisis, everyone is more miserable?
I too have noticed that. I agree with you, Melissa. Or Alicia.
Everybody is more miserable. I don't even know if more miserable is proper English. I'm miserable. Let me tell you why I'm miserable. I'm miserable because I have to sacrifice things that I never had to sacrifice for my happiness just to survive. Bare necessity just to get by. Yeah? Okay, cool. Let's start with this because I don't care. Like, I actually don't give a fuck. You see my nails? These? Yeah, these. Let's have a look at these nails. Yeah, these were Christmas nails. I've not been able to get them done again because I have to sacrifice my nails for gas. Yeah, I have to make sure that my house is warm and I can cook food for myself.
Shout out to this girl though, actually making the sacrifice, because there are people out there who would get into debt and still go do the nails. So yeah, at least you've got your head screwed on where you're not going into debt and you're making the right decisions. But yeah, but like once again, back in the day, you wouldn't have to choose between those two things because things were way cheaper.
Child, so I've had to sacrifice my nails Oh, most people will be like, you don't really need to get your nails done. Right. Okay, cool, check it. Me personally, when I get my nails done, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel pretty. I also like to have nice nails for work, for what I do. So this is technically part of my uniform at this point, and I'm not really able to keep up with my uniform, so it could potentially affect my work. Furthermore, why am I cold in my house when all bills are paid? Am I the only person that is literally getting to a point where I don't know if a riot or what needs to happen, but something needs to happen? Like, this actually is not okay. Like, all jokes aside, I cannot be the only person that is now thinking, I jump in the shower. I usually would run the shower before, right? So it gets to the temperature. Ask me why the other day I turned on the shower and jumped in there like I was that Iceman, Hoff, or whoever his name is. I was in the blitzing cold shower until it warmed up because I didn't want to waste my gas. That's not okay. That's not okay. That's actually not okay. That's mental that I'm even living like that. Am I the only person that is making some wild sacrifices because of this stupid cost of living? If I am...
Nah, you're not the only person. You're not the only person. Like, look at all these comments here. It's awful. And Tesco putting prices up every week. I can confirm that is also true. In my area, something cost me 70p last week. Now it's 125 today. I couldn't afford it. You know, you can't afford it on that. People are struggling. They can't even afford a 50p increase. Something is going on. They're trying to break us, I'm sure. Cashless society, chip under the skin, control us. I hope not, but it's scary. It does feel like something's up. I've had enough. I did everything they told you to do. Go to uni, get an education, get a professional job, and she's still struggling. There's so many people in this area feeling exactly the same way. So yeah, you're not on your own.
Part 2 of things that I have given up as the cost of living increases, particularly because I'm a broke student and I just did a year and a half of unpaid placement. The first thing that I've given up is fresh fruit. So you won't really catch me buying fresh fruit unless it's like the occasional banana. Guys, it's just too expensive. I used to buy mixed berries, but they were more expensive than just the frozen strawberries. They're the cheapest berries that you can get from Aldi. So I just get a bag of those for 1 kilo and it lasts me such a long time. I used to be such a big fruit girly, which is so upsetting. The second thing that I've stopped doing is purchasing really crazy prints and colourful clothing. I know it's giving the Great Depression, but it's honestly just so much more versatile to switch out. I've bought less like risky clothing and just really safe options that I know that I'll feel comfortable with and wear because I don't have the money to spend. The third thing that I've stopped doing is buying activewear. Since when did everyone look so good at the gym? And activewear is so expensive and I just refuse to spend money on activewear. I just reuse the same things to the gym. I don't really understand why you have to have 20 outfits for the gym, so I will just rotate between the 3 and wash them in between my sessions. And yes, I look like I'm wearing the same thing every day. I don't, but...
Yeah, I mean, she's talking about my life there. I literally wear the same thing almost every single day. I wear the same gym clothes, things like that. I do feel bad for women sometimes because I guess I'm not a woman, so I don't know the pressure. But when I go to the gym, you do see, it's almost like a fashion show sometimes. So yeah, I do get what she's saying there. I've seen that. So we'll do one more, guys, and then we'll get out.
Every year, make sure you get a pay rise because inflation is real. Let me just rant a little bit. I just went outside, right? I got a trim. Got a little trim because it's the weekend. It's Saturday, 14th of October. £20 just for the trim. I don't even have like any hair. Like, I don't know how you guys would fade to do it. It must be about £30 for you lot. Anyway, then got petrol because the car's on E. £120 just to fill the tank. Cool, that's that. Then now went prep, got a little croissant and chocolate because I had some errands to do. £6.85p. Then went to the tyre man because spare tyre, needed to do something on it before I put it back in the boot because I had a flat last week. That was £10 anyway. Then I was like, all right, I need to pick up my dry cleaning because I had some shirts. I need to go into office for 2 days next week. So I'm like, hang on a minute. Just like that, £150 I think I spent. I haven't even started my weekend properly. Yeah, make
Yeah, this guy's spitting facts here. You do have to make sure you keep getting a pay rise. Just a story from my life. I have got every single pay rise I have ever asked for. I think it's about 4 or 5 now. There is literally a technique to it. You have to wait until it's the opportunistic time. You have to be a valuable employee. So you got to actually say, I'm a sales guy, so it's quite easy to quantify. So if obviously I'm not doing good in sales, I would never ask for a pay rise. But if you are doing well, and it's a time of the year that you know the company really, really needs all its salespeople, or all its staff, if it's a busy time of the year, also get speak to some other companies, so you've got some options when you go in there, and really just lay it all out with them. Be very open and honest with them. Say, listen, I'm speaking to 3 or 4 different companies. They're offering me this much. I'm a valuable member of the company. You don't want to lose me. You don't want to replace me. And then also say to them, emphasize the cost of replacement on the company. Say, listen, guys, you know it's going to cost you at least a few £1,000s to replace me minimum. Way more if you have to start going down the recruitment route. They'll say, yeah, okay, let's have a think about it. Every single time I've done that, I've got like a £2,000 or £3,000 pay rise. But it has to be at the opportunistic time. And yeah, and definitely get some speak to some other companies as well, because they're more likely to be like, right, this guy's serious, he's going to jump ship. We want to save him. What have we got in the budget? What can we throw there? So yeah, little top tip for you guys. You know what? Let's go for another one.
All these people out here, and they're like, "Oh, jump."
Oh my god, it's this guy again with the half goatee, half beard. I don't even know if I can sit through this one. 2.5 minutes. We'll start watching it. I might have to turn it off. Last time his facial hair really, I just couldn't focus.
It's so expensive, but at least they live in 2050. But in reality, it's kind of the opposite of that. It's more like Japan is very cheap, and it feels like the 80s or 90s. And it's one of the nicest things about the country is that, wow, you can actually afford to live. I can go get a part-time job and work
this is facial hair. I just can't-
28 hours a week and be able to cover all my living expenses. Isn't that fucking crazy? You might be a dead person, you might be a ghost haunting it, you might get a ghost apartment, but isn't that fucking badass? You got a fucking ghost.
No, dude, we're gonna have to stop this one, guys. I can't. I literally can't listen to this, dude. All right, so that's it for this one, guys. Leave me a comment. How are you finding the cost of living right now in your area? And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.